Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week again. Thursday night, 8:30 in the evening. It is time for the Third and Long podcast. I am your host. The best thing to come out of Rodriguez is Darcy Blake, Shane Harris. Above me is our beautiful baby Hope. The top left corner is the is Oliver Butler Henderson. And to my left is the teacher extraordinaire who apparently doesn't have enough time to have his food after he gets home from work, Mr. Philip Perrins. Gentlemen, how are we?
I am good, Mr. Harris. How are you?
Very good.
All right, but yeah, not too bad, not too bad. We should start calling Mr. Perrins Pac-Man, I think, because he's always bloody eating.
Walk. Well, all right. So two things for me. I'm in such a great mood today. One, at 9 o'clock this morning, to the joys of my form, tickets for Avril Lavigne. Tickets for Avril Lavigne were purchased during form time. And also, we've got a load more of my students that are signing to our YouTube channel because they've discovered that Mr. Perrins has a podcast. Don't know anything about it, but they've subscribed to our YouTube channel. So thank you very much, girls. Thank you for your time and patience listening to the Third and Long boys.
Yeah, welcome to our new viewers and our new listeners. How are you, Mr. OBH? How's things?
I am very good, mate. Very good. Left my job today to start the new adventure on Monday, which I am absolutely buzzing for. I am so happy about it. All new beginnings.
Do you want to show the viewers at home what you're rocking this evening?
So it is Boston College's number 4, now Baltimore Raven, Zay Flowers jersey.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, what a fantastic jersey. Gets my vote anyway. How are you, baby Hope? What's going on in your life? Anything interesting?
Nothing too interesting. I'm waiting to hear back from an interview, and I should hear back tomorrow. But apart from that, nothing too interesting.
I hear those gigolo jobs are hard to get. Good luck.
So I won't say the company yet, but
do you remember that film? Gigolo. What a film! I might pick that out.
A gateway appointment for self-employed work, mate.
Instead of OnlyFans, it's OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, and mine's only cans.
We got to change. We got to change the tone very quickly.
Yeah, let's get this out of the gutter.
Yeah, with the horrific news we heard about this time yesterday. With the sad news that a person lost their life and 21 other people seriously injured at the Kansas City Chiefs victory parade yesterday. Our thoughts and prayers do go out to the friends and family who have been affected by this. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing this. Every day you hear someone's been killed in America, someone's been shot in America, this has happened, some kind of gun-related crime in America. I understand that the Second Amendment is, Bible to you guys and all that, and how it's carrying arms is all fair and all this. But we have to remember this was wrote hundreds of years ago now. And where it was, right, let's have these in your home, protect your home. We didn't have the type of weapons that we have nowadays. And I really don't like how this world is going with the way we're using weapons as just carrying around. And this all happened over an argument, just a standard argument. And someone's lost their life and 22 other people are seriously injured. Please, America, I'm begging you now to look at yourselves and go, we have to change something. This has to change. This can't happening. You've got people going to schools shooting hundreds of people every year in schools just because they had a disagreement with a teacher. I mean, obviously, Mr. Perrins, that probably bears quite close to you being your teacher yourself. But America has to start taking responsibility of looking into this and leading the way forward and stopping gun crime, because it's bad. I'm not saying it's brilliant over here in the UK, because it's not, with knife crimes especially. But over there, you can't go a day without hearing someone's been shot. Mass shooting somewhere in one of the 52 states, and I'm fed up with it. I really am fed up with it. And I didn't want to start the show like this at all. It was meant to be a celebration. The season's done. We're now getting ready, moving combine and all that. But again, gun crime's taken the headline stage in America again, and it's got to stop. It really has.
Yeah, I agree. I think you've said everything that needs to be said there. America needs to understand that they need to do something to stop gun crimes.
The
Completely.
thing
Yeah.
is, they'll probably stop Super Bowl parades like this before they change any gun control laws, which is the worst thing about it.
Yeah, like I mean, the thing that's really, really frustrating, and I have some American friends as well, and they're quite liberal in thinking, and you know that they're very much in the agreement of, you know, no one's saying anything about like, you know, the American right to bear arms, but when the Constitution was written nearly 200 years ago, it was written when it would take you nearly 15 minutes to load a gun. Like we're not talking about like semi-automatics. Who is taking an automatic weapon to a celebration parade for your city's Super Bowl victory? Let me again just think about it. I understand, like, you know, it's your right to bear arms and all that kind of crap, but you're going there to celebrate. And you know, I say this quite a lot in our lessons: if you go there looking for trouble, you will find trouble. If you go there, you know, armed, you're looking for some form of confrontation. It's not about, you know, who's got the bigger gun or it's my right to own a gun. It's terrifying. And it's the same conversation, because where we have not the same, but like similar mind thinking is outside of London, Birmingham, and Manchester. Bedford has the highest rate for knife crime in the country. And when we do like lessons on like PHSE and life skills, and we talk to like, I mean, like, you know, a particular year group that I was head of last year, they are, you know, very gang cultured, and we have a lot of problems with that gang culture, and they all think very, very similar in terms of holding a weapon, carrying a weapon. We had to do searches last year, you know, as students were coming into school for like particular weapons. You're thinking, you know, America is thousands of miles away, but this whole idea of young people carrying weapons around, or just carrying weapons around in general, I mean, you're either looking for problems or you think problems will find you. Either way, it's not the environment that you want to be in. I also just want to bring to your attention as well, and I am 100% his biggest critic, and I 100% expect him to be, well, he should be put behind bars. But there's lots of positive noise coming out about Jackson Mahomes during the event yesterday. There was reports that there was a couple of kids that were separated from their parents, and he rounded them all up. He got them all together, and he was comforting them, and that was some really, really nice news. You know, coming out, especially in like this moment of panic, to see, you know, a little bit of good come out of it against, you know, someone that's been quite rightly riled in the past from bad publicity. So I just wanted to give Jackson Mahomes his dues.
Yeah, fair play. I mean, always critics, but being able to do that is something else. I mean, James from Good Morning Football, he was there and he was reporting on it. And they were carrying, literally told to hide under the stage and hide under things to get away from things.
Yeah.
What happens when the bullets hit one of the players, or Andy Reid, or one of the coaching staff?
Exactly. Yeah, you would never hear the end of it, and that would have
You
been.
know?
It's only until someone like that, you know, gets hurt, would they may shut the Super Bowl parades down for good.
Yeah.
Agreed. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Manchester City or Liverpool, but you know, we don't want anything like that going on.
No.
Yeah, it's got to be done. Onwards and upwards. There's been a few coaching changes going on, and Babyhood would like to take the lead on this one.
Yes. I've been calling for it all season, and it's finally happened. I believe I even changed my name on this podcast for a bit to Sack Steve Wilkes. And it has been it's happened. To be honest, I think it was Monday, Shanahan was asked about Steve Wilkes, and he said no decision has been made. And at this point, I thought, yeah, he's gone.
Now, my initial thought on this from like a Niner perspective is, you know, yes. Was it? I mean, I found in games he took way too long to adjust, but then at halftime he would make the right adjustments and the defense would come out quite strong. I actually think the defense for the whole of the Super Bowl were actually really, really top tier. Do you think, with this idea of Steve Wilks being one of Kyle Shanahan's out of the family hirings that he's brought in to do, because like normally he promotes within, that's been the 49er way under John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, promote from within. Steve Wilks coming in as an outsider, not necessarily being allowed to bring in his own people. He was kind of like brought in to use Kyle's already established people. So I don't really know. Was he really given a fair shot in the grand scheme of things? Was he able to really put his stamp on things, knowing that he was using pre-existing coaching there, but the pre-existing coaching had been to a Super Bowl, had been to NFC Championship games. I know, reading between the lines, there's certain players in the front seven of the defense that are quite happy with this move. I've heard rumors that Fred Warner has been really displeased with Wilks' system all season, even though I think Fred Warner's had an amazing season by his standards. So I think, it's going to be interesting who we move to next. I think Shanahan will try and promote from within again, just because he seems quite comfortable. He's very cliquey in that respect. He loves his inner circle. And I'm not surprised, but at the same time, is it something that he wasn't really given a fair, shake at, knowing that he wasn't really allowed to stamp on his own authority for the team?
So, whether you think Steve Wilks was given a fair go or not, well, our defense regressed this year, and it didn't regress slightly; it regressed a lot. And I think that has to be, at least most of the blame has to go on the defensive coordinator, who in this case was Steve Wilks. Personally, I think I'd love the D-line coach to be promoted. However, I know last year we offered him the job and he turned it down, saying he didn't think he was ready. Whether that's changed over the year or not, probably not.
Yeah.
So, who I think we'll get is Brandon Staley. Who I want to get is Mike Vrabel.
I'd love Bill. I'm not even joking. If we got
Can you
someone that was
imagine that?
Oh, actually, you know what? Pete Carroll.
I don't think Bill and Kyle would gel.
Pete Carroll, ex-49er.
Ironically, about Steve Wilks getting sacked, I actually thought the Super Bowl was his best called game.
Yeah, I agree. I 100%. That's why I'm shocked that it happened. But is it?
So shocked he's frozen.
Yeah. I mean, yes, it was his best game, but you have to look at the season as a whole, not just one game.
No, I agree.
And
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is it a case of the Super Bowl? Yes, we lost, but you could arguably say that it was his best turnout for his defense. But like you said, there's 18 games that went in. No, more than 18. How many is it to the Super Bowl?
20.
The 20 games that run up to the Super Bowl, where the defense had been either middling or massively underperforming. We weren't quite the shutout that we've been the last couple of years.
I mean, in the first two games of the playoffs, our defense was mediocre at best, and with the players we have on that defense, it should not be a mediocre team. We have 3 top-tier offensive linemen. We have 2 of the best linebackers in the league. Yes, we lost Tafanga, and yes, we lost Greenlaw for the second half of the Super Bowl, but we still should have had an elite defense.
Yeah. Shit.
And I feel like Wilks was brought in to show up the secondary, and the secondary was our weakness.
Yeah.
Ironic, isn't it? Ironic.
Yeah.
So you were. Let me just total points per game is you had the third least points allowed in the regular season. Okay. You had the third least rush yards throughout the season. and middle of the road most yards passing per season. This is our football database. So these are the stats I've got on here. Your rush defense was good.
John says, how can a defense not be up to standard and still make the Super Bowl?
That's exactly what I thought.
Well, John, our offense, I feel our offense carried our team this year. And number two, I'm not saying the defense was up to standard. I'm saying it's not as good as it was the last couple of years when we made it to the NFC Championship games.
Your offense almost seemed like to have, I don't care if you score 4 touchdowns, we're going to score 5.
Yeah,
they had that mentality about them.
It's like what you tend to have when a striker becomes a manager in football. It's like if the other team score 3, it's your job to score 4.
Yeah,
minimum.
Yep. Right, let's roll on to the other Super Bowl defensive coordinator, 4 times winning defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, who signed a contract extension yesterday. The ironically about this, he would have been a free agent in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
they were urgently to get this deal done.
I think either way, he was going to be re-signed.
Crazy, isn't it?
When I say either way, I mean whether they won or lost the Super Bowl, I think he was going to be re-signed.
Most definitely. I mean, I've said it so many times. He is the best defensive coordinator in the league at the moment. By an absolute mile.
Yeah.
The way
I think Mike McDonald is the head coach in Seattle now.
And D'Amico Ryans is the head coach of Houston.
I mean, I really like Spagnuolo. I mean, what he did to literally take out Brock Purdy's top 3 weapons for majority of the game on Sunday shows how good he is.
Has he ever?
Not just that.
Defense is a very, very young defense. If you look at this, the defense of Kansas City is one of the youngest defenses in the league, and yet they have carried KC for majority of that season to get them to where they were. It was only the last 3 or 4 games where that offense stepped up. So the defense won them that championship. Ollie.
Has he ever been given a shot at head coaching? Because I don't understand how he's not getting interviews.
I think he's declined interviews.
Okay. That's interesting.
I'm Googling it as we know.
Because I'm not sure if he'd had a couple of chances of being a head coach and bombed, then that would make a bit of sense. But I can't remember him ever being a head coach of a team.
Like I said, yeah, it's obviously he's going to get paid. No, the Chiefs wouldn't want to let him go on a free, basically, because he coached a great game in the Super Bowl and he coached a great game against Baltimore as well to basically shut our offense down to 10 points. And those are just 2 games in recent memory. Think of the other games that he coached the rest of the season. Apart from them falling apart against the Raiders, he's been pretty good all season. Fair play to him.
Yeah, he has. He's been very consistent. His defense has been very consistently good.
Doesn't look like, from the article I'm reading, which is Sportskeeda, doesn't look like he's accepted interviews anyway, let alone he might have been offered them. Doesn't look like he's been accepted them from what I'm reading. I mean, that's just literally scooting across, which shows he's very loyal there. I mean, he was obviously DC in New York when they won 2 Super Bowls. And then when he went to Kansas, he's been to 4 Super Bowls in 5 years he's been there. So he's a hell of a talent, hell of a defender. And the fact that he can almost Belichick-esque take away your best weapons permanently and make you find another way to win the game, which is really impressive. Your favorite offensive coordinator got another job in Las Vegas, Ollie?
My favorite offensive coordinator,
Luke Getsy. That's Getsy, sorry, Getsy.
Have I ever mentioned him?
Yeah, the former Bears OC.
No, it was the Bears head coach I had a problem with.
I thought it was the OC. Oh, okay. I seriously thought it was the OC you didn't like.
No,
but yeah.
Eberflus was the person I had a problem with.
Are we shocked that Getsy's gone to Las Vegas? when there's
No.
so many other names that they could have taken?
Not really. He's a mediocre offensive coordinator. He's gone to a mediocre team.
Mr. Perry's is frozen, so he can't come back.
I'm going
to
to
us on
say,
that.
yeah, I'm surprised he kept his mouth shut for so long.
I have no idea what's going on with you, Mr. Perrins, today.
No, it's literally my connection keeps dipping in and out again. So I'm hearing stuff, but like my phone keeps freezing at the same time. So I apologize. Don't know what it is. I am listening. I am listening. I just keep stopping in and out.
Mike Zimmer. Isn't it a shame Tom's not no longer on the show?
Yeah. I mean, Tom loved Zimmer, didn't he?
He had a banner. We had a banner specially made that just said Zimmer out every week. Oh, I love the Black Nails.
We have things like on his show as well.
He is a good defensive coach, though, so I'm not surprised. And Cowboys seem to like former head coaches as DCs.
I can't wait to watch him run from Micah Parsons and the Cowboys defense into the ground.
Other Micah Parsons wants to go to Washington with Dan Quinn.
Let's just get the popcorn out and enjoy the show.
I'm going to say, yeah.
Okay, let's take the Cowboys. Let's take the Cowboys hat off, and let's talk about it as normal way. Is it going to work?
I can't. I literally can't.
Yeah, I know you can't.
It's not going to. I honestly, looking at this from normal, not anti-Cowboys point of view, I do not think it's a good hire.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who's Dan Quinn's taken across with him on that side of the Cowboys side of the ball. But
yeah, Washington nicked half of the 49ers staff.
No, that's not a bad thing.
Or two people.
I wasn't as harsh as Zimmer as Tom was, but Tom was very anti-Zimmer because he's a Vikings fan. And look where Kevin O'Connell got you.
So Jonas says next year will be their year.
He's been up 20 years.
We them boys.
It's been that year next year for the last 40 years. It's quite funny. Any other coachings we need to talk about? Anything else we need to?
Anthony Lynn's gone from San Francisco to Washington. Chris Kukrek is the new Saints OC, former 49ers passing coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like that Jim Harbaugh has taken 99.9% of Michigan's coaching staff with him.
Who did Greg Roman go to again?
Chargers?
No, it wasn't Chargers.
I'm sure he went to the Chargers.
Did you say Greg Rome?
Greg Roman.
No, Greg
Roman.
He used to be the offensive coordinator for the 49ers as well, and then he went to the other Harbaugh in Ravens.
He was bloody back on my head, and he did.
He has gone to the Chargers. But I saw they also hired a passing game coordinator, and I was like, if you've got Greg Roman, you don't need a passing game coordinator because he's.
I wonder if it's to put him under that to learn from him.
Yeah, but he's still the offensive coordinator, so technically isn't the passing game coordinator under him.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
To have the passing coordinator under the OC to learn from the OC to when to step forward.
Yeah, my point is Greg Roman doesn't ever pass the ball.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, all right. I'll let you have that one then. I'll let you have that one.
I wasn't saying that he didn't need a passing coordinator because he knows how to pass the ball. I was saying he doesn't need one because he never actually calls a pass play.
Yeah, but what's Michigan's style of football the last 2 years?
Smash mouth, run.
Give the ball to Blake Corum.
Yeah.
Yeah, smash that football down your mouth and hope the defense holds up.
Yep. That's kind of how you.
It did.
Austin Eckler isn't Blake Corum though.
He'll take a running back. He's either going to take a running back or probably a defensive player.
Yeah, but that remains to be seen. We got a few weeks for that yet. What's in a few months?
Combine starts in 2 weeks.
Sexy.
Free agency starts in less than a month.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for free agency. I mean, I think I'm fully aware of who's leaving us, but I'm quite I just can't wait to see who's coming in. You know, I was looking at Twitter today and everything, and I wouldn't mind someone like Saquon coming to Baltimore. I think that'd be interesting. I think a lot of our running backs are going to leave anyway.
I've heard he's going to Chargers.
A lot of people are going to get paid.
Yeah, they've got to.
Geno
Talk about getting paid.
Geno Smith, 12 million on Friday if he stays on the team, isn't
He's getting paid tomorrow.
Yep.
Aye.
12.7 million if he stays on the team tomorrow, which is insane.
He's been told he's staying.
Insane. Insane for a very, 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 very mid quarterback.
Yeah, paying him off straight to one season.
Before we talk, I take credit for winning this year's predictions for the second year in 3 years. Mr. Hope wants to talk about his winning his fantasy football.
Well,
go on, then.
I mean,
it's about time San Francisco won something this year, I suppose.
Yeah. Purdue Lions beat the Bath Bulldogs in the Super Bowl final.
I've got to mention it. Kelly's team came third, despite being predicted to come bottom.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't Shane's team predicted to go 15-1?
Yeah,
my team was predicted to piss the whole thing, but just fell apart.
George just said Ravens don't need a running back; they have Jackson. Which is a very good
A minute now, John. You know for a fact his passing game has improved this year. Don't get me on this.
Yeah,
John. How much are you going to pay Josh, or how much are Las Vegas going to pay Josh Dobbs to stay? No, Josh Jacobs to stay.
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Is he going to be staying in Las Vegas, or is he going to be going elsewhere to get paid?
I mean, they barely.
If you want to win something, you go elsewhere.
Don't upset our fans, Shane.
Well, it shouldn't upset me.
He's a Valley boy like you as well. Come on. Right.
I know. He's also a Newcastle fan, like our buddy over here.
Yeah. Right. I've got to do it. Yes, for the second time in 3 years, I've won predictions again. Despite being the main one on Facebook being 88, but it doesn't matter. Oh, he's gone and come back in. Mr. Perrins.
A trophy or a belt or something.
Mr. Perrins has gone from winning it to finishing bottom this year.
So I get the first pick in the draft.
You sound like Ollie whenever we bring up the Patriots.
Yep.
It's fine. We'll get a good draft pick.
Yep. Oh, I mean, I'll come back next year and win it. Win it all.
Yeah, but at least I know now Belichick's not there. We're very unlikely to take a punter.
You're very unlikely to win ever again.
Well, the rumours are that we're going to be trading back with Atlanta or even Minnesota.
I reckon Atlanta are going to trade up to 1, honestly.
Right. John's come back saying Jacobs Key can go anywhere, but it won't be Baltimore. Right.
Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if you got Saquon.
You're not going to get a running. You're not going to get a running back. I just don't. You'll re-sign J.K. Dobbins or something, and then he'll break his leg in preseason again.
Yeah, I don't want to. I really don't want to. I think his time's up with me now.
Because he's literally made it paper mache.
They wanted to make him the new Ray Rice, obviously, without the criminal charges. But he just can't stay fit.
I'm surprised he hasn't fit in a lot better than at Baltimore then, if with all the criminal charges going around. We should do in the offseason, we should do like the top 10 crimes of the Baltimore Ravens.
I mean, just look at Zay Flowers.
Yeah, exactly. He's literally climbed up to number 2.
He's not done anything.
Allegedly, he's allegedly done something.
Didn't he get arrested?
Boys, you don't get a Nobel Prize for attempted chemistry, right? He didn't do anything.
Sorry, that metaphor makes no sense.
It does.
That makes no sense.
That makes sense.
You don't get a Nobel Prize for not attending. What? Literally,
you don't get a Nobel Prize for attempted chemistry.
Yeah, but that makes no sense to say Flowers being a criminal and a thug.
Point I'm making is he didn't do nothing. You ain't gonna get arrested if he didn't do anything.
But he did do something.
He got arrested though.
He didn't get arrested.
This is funny.
It's all right. I mean, just all he has to do is like kill some more innocent people outside a nightclub, and he'll get a statue outside Baltimore. To be
kill
fair.
some more. He didn't kill any in the first place.
Oh, he did. We've gone over this lots of time in person, Shano. Literally, we talked about how. No, but I'm saying like if
some charges, he'll go to the Raiders.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
yeah, you'd be right at home if you did do that.
And let's save it on me. Oh, John's on it tonight. Love that one. You may or may not know, you may or may not know that EA Sports have announced for the first time in 25 years? Something like that.
I thought it was 11. I thought it was 11 years.
11
Yeah, I
years.
thought it was 11 minutes.
Maybe because it's 25. That they are bringing back college ball, and they've dropped a promo stroke teaser for it today. Baby Hope, roll VT.
Got something special for y'all. A little update for our fans from the big house to the bayou, from Carolina to California. Yeah, it's about college football. We know you love it. Us too. The rivalries, comebacks, the traditions and superstitions built by generations. There's nothing like it. Turns out, we've been building too. So let's address the big owl in the room. Yeah, we've seen the posts, the predictions, the doubts. We get it. It's been a minute. Let's just say, this ain't the only jersey we've been working on. The game this sport deserves. Because pretty soon, this place will be full again. Until then, cue the crowd noise.
Right.
That looks so cool. That looks so good, gents.
Genuinely excited for it to come out.
Yeah. I actually get to play as West Virginia. That's going to be so sick.
Shayla can get his Virginia Tech going with what's it called?
Simon, I wonder if they'll pay for the rights. Probably not. But maybe this is finally my entry point to college football, like I did with Madden. Pick the team, like you did, Ollie, with Madden as well. Pick the team, and that's where it started.
Yeah.
Right, mate. I want to say, please, the NFL, please put the Super Bowl in the Rose Bowl. Because that stadium is stunning. And it holds 92,000 fans.
Yeah,
It won't ever hold the Rose Bowl. Like, it won't.
No, the Rose Bowl will never be in the Super Bowl will never be in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
It's
because
it's an amazing stadium.
Oh no, absolutely, and that's one of the downfalls. I say downfall of the NFL. I mean, they make a ridiculous amount of money anyway. Yeah, they would never do anything like that because it would be. I mean, where's the Super Bowl next year? It's in New Orleans, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
they'd only ever consider NFL stadiums just for pure NFL commercial, and plus when they do things like the Madden and when they do like the commercial side of it as well, if the NFL apparel stuff is already there, from a business point of view, there's no point that Roger Goodell would change anything like that. But I agree.
I mean, they did used to have a college stadium years ago, didn't they?
They have
Years
done,
ago.
yeah, they have done.
But that was when they weren't making as much money as they are now.
Yeah.
And it becomes more about the brand more so than the sport. That's what we have to think about. That's when anybody criticizes Roger Goodell, he's there because he makes money for the brand, not the sport.
Yeah, he makes the teams a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
And that's why, and I said this before, short of him having like a Vince McMahon type of scandal against him, Roger Goodell's job is probably the most secure in any sport, like, because he makes billions of dollars for the 32 teams that employ him. He's not going anywhere because why would you get rid of the man that's making you a ridiculous amount of money?
I think him and Dana White's are probably the most secure jobs in the world.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Shayna, your battery's died in your headset. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball here. If you could put the Super Bowl at any stadium, that this is including the ones they've played, so it could be Tottenham, Wembley, Bernabeu is going to be next year, Corinthians. Where would you want to have a Super Bowl?
Bottom Road.
I'll start off with that, I think. I'd like to take it to what?
No, go on. You say yours and I'll say mine.
I'm not saying Cardiff. You're all right. I like to take it to a city that had a stadium built for an NFL team that never came. The Alamo Dome in San Antonio. I think it's in the Texas market as well. So you've got Houston and Dallas, close to the teams as well. I've always thought it's a beautiful stadium, and Phil will know this. As well. I've had several wrestling events there as well. One of my favorite pay-per-views of all time is Rumble '97. They had it there, and it's just a beautiful stadium. And I think there's a college football team that plays there, possibly. Possibly, yeah.
Not sure off the top of my head. I mean,
Find
you
that
got
out.
Michigan State could hold a stadium because that holds over 100,000. Same as Alabama. There's some massive, massive college stadiums, but as you said, they won't put it in there. Me personally, I would love to see him put a Super Bowl in St. Louis. I think that city deserves it more than anything else. It's been shafted by God knows how many teams. Oakland, they wouldn't be bad to have one in there. Okay, yes, it would be on a baseball pitch.
Baseball.
But it's still a really good stadium. Baby Hope.
So go with me on this one. BC Place in Vancouver is a lovely stadium.
Ooh, nice.
Is that the Whitecaps Stadium?
Yeah, and it's where the BC Bears play, the CFL team.
To be fair, that's probably the most likely because it's Canada. It's probably the most likely, isn't it, where it's going to be?
Or maybe the Rogers Centre where the Blue Jays play.
Nice. What about you, Mr. Pounds?
My heart says Kenilworth Road in Luton because I would love to see
11,000 people trying to get to
Go through the terrace house, guys. It's fine.
Yeah.
Go on, Justin Bieber, Paris Hilton, celebrities.
Just seeing Justin Tucker hitting a field goal. He goes well at the stadium onto the main road.
That never happened, Phil, because we never get there.
The coach shows the challenge flag. The refs run inside to the Sky Plus and rewind it.
Yeah. I actually like some of the football stadiums that are in Brazil, like in Rio de Janeiro, that hold over 120,000 people. Just imagine the Super Bowl.
Macarena.
What, the dance?
No, the Macarena Stadium in Rio.
Maracana, you daft.
Yeah.
Maracana, whatever.
Thank you. I was going to say, so the football stadiums that hold over 125,000 people. I mean, we've seen when the World Cup was there 10 years ago, how amazing Brazilian fans and stadiums are, and that would be such a surreal sight to see in the NFL. Don't get me wrong. The Raiders Stadium for the Super Bowl is an amazing stadium. When it's in Dallas, it's an amazing. Cowboy Stadium is phenomenal. AT&T, but just having that huge open air stadium with over 100,000 people in that would just be almost like peak, love for the sport.
A stadium I want to mention, I don't think it necessarily needs Super Bowl or wants a Super Bowl, but a stadium that I really like is the Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam. I think that is an incredible stadium. So I know this because I did a project on it for my master's. Some of the stuff they've done for the green stuff is incredible.
The green stuff in Amsterdam. You're talking about green stuff.
I mean, carbon footprint and all that.
The green stuff you're talking about now.
I mean, if they
you mean like the environment and the trees and all that lot?
Yeah,
I get you. Not the green stuff. I get you.
If they want to take it worldwide and global, which is what they do, I mean, we know wrestling's going to Australia in a couple of weeks.
It is, yeah. Exactly.
Imagine it, the SCG.
I was just about to say SCG or MCG. One of those stadiums there would be absolutely brilliant. He's Pakistan. No, I'm not saying we should take it to Pakistan either.
Stick it in the Gabba.
Oh my God! I mean, you've got these massive open stadiums. Roger Goodell has said this brand, it can be taken global. We want to make it global. Go and do it.
John just said, do you think they'll be sending games to Saudi in the future? Maybe pre-season games.
If there's enough money in it, probably.
Yeah, 100%. if it's good enough for the F1, WWE, football events, boxing, some UFC events, concerts, the NFL aren't stupid.
They know where the money is.
Yeah. And if the Saudi prince goes, I want to host one of your NFL's regular season games in one of my stadiums, and I'll pay you $2 billion for it, Roger Goodell's not going to say no. He's going to say, yeah, we'll give you the Cardinals and the Jags. Like it's
Cardinals and the Jets.
I reckon it wouldn't surprise me if in a couple of years' time a preseason game goes to Saudi.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So like Rajaya, yeah.
I was thinking of this when I was watching the Pro Bowl a couple of weeks ago. Why can't they put the Pro Bowl in Cardiff? In a dome arena. It's cold over here, so they can't really do it anyway. But
no, but nobody would
you've
care.
got all the
Still,
events,
nobody would care still. They
Yeah,
put
but
it anywhere,
if we
and
were-
nobody will still care.
I had no interest in the
go.
Pro Bowl this year.
You would still go if you got to see your best player, the best players in the league, going to say
I go.
CMC was there, or Lamar Jackson was there, or can't think of a good Patriots player because we don't have any.
Is there one?
Or Gonzo was there. You would want to go and see them in the flesh, wouldn't you? And it's
Yeah, I
football
guess.
over here, so that's I put it in Pro Bowl elsewhere. Why does the Pro Bowl have to be in the UK? In America, why can't it be in the UK? Why can't it be in Brazil? Why can't it be in...
John just said Buffalo versus Minnesota in 54 degrees in the deserts.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Joe,
Oh, yeah.
They should go and send two over there. He only seems to be able to play in the warmth. Can't play in the warmth.
yeah, that's true. I mean, let's count some slack. He's from Hawaii and he plays in Miami.
And I heard somebody today, they reckon his brother's better than him.
It's his.
You
With
got
the money he's on, he should be able to play in all weathers.
I'll tell you who's good. Tua's brother, Travis Etienne's brother,
Yeah.
is very, very good. And I heard Joey Bosa's brother isn't bad too.
I've also
Yeah.
heard a certain running back in San Francisco's got a brother who plays wide receiver for Rice, who's going to be very, very
Yeah,
good
you
as
got
well.
to.
Like,
I heard there's a couple of Niners legend sons in this draft too.
yeah, Gore and Rice.
Right.
We will talk more about the draft and the combine next week because next week we are dropping our first mock drafts, and we are going to be dropping our top 25 prospects coming into this draft, which I still need Mr. Parent and Mr. Hopes to come in.
It's funny that you're asking for mine when every week it's been like Phil, Shane, player of the week, rookie of the week.
Yeah, I'll get them as long as I got their mock draft sent to me by next week as well. That's fine as well.
Yeah, why are you giving me
Um,
shade, man? Like, you're making it sound like I don't have other things to do. Like, I
He's a
literally.
proper Geordie. How weird.
He's like me when I get annoyed. I go proper roomy. Like Kelly's
Oh,
always
You can tell when he gets irked. It's funny, man.
Jones just said, what about Jason
No, he's
Kelsey's
not.
brother? Yeah,
No, he's not.
I heard
The
Jason
fame-obsessed
Kelsey's brother-
Stain. I don't like him.
I heard he's
Yeah,
not
I
bad.
hate Travis Kelce so much.
Have you guys seen that video of like it's on the camera's on Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and then it pans to Marshmallow and Jason Kelsey's having like the time of his life.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the nightclub, isn't it?
The
Have you
best
seen
one is when... Yeah, go on.
New Heights? Have you seen New Heights yet?
Yeah,
No.
I can't bring myself to look at his face.
Jason Kelsey has ripped a strip into Travis Kelsey for what he did to Coach Reed.
yeah.
He's literally gone, that is unacceptable. You cannot do that.
He has apologized, but still.
He has. And he did apologise on there, and he's apologised to Andy Reid, and they've both gone, yeah, it's heat of the moment type thing as well, and all that.
Have you seen all the Swifties that are like Taylor needs to break up with Travis? It's toxic personality. It's like it was like the biggest moment of his life, and emotions were running high.
No, you know what? No, I'm not having that because if that would have happened, right? If that would have been like Rob Gronkowski doing that to Bill Belichick would have benched him, even if it were a result of the Patriots losing. Like it's not. It just kind of shows how you can argue in your moment, like in the moment, blah 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 blah. But like if this is a coach that you love and respect, you don't manhandle this pensioner who barely struggles to stand up straight anyway. No, it's just watching on the sideline. It's not me being salty, but like I was actually asked this question today by like my year 10s because they said the same thing about Travis Kelce, and he said, "What would you do?" Like, actually, they were like, "Would you ever done that to your head coach, like, sir?" And I went like, "No, I wouldn't. I'd have a conversation with him. I'd put my viewpoint away, but I would never manhandle him if I didn't get my own way. That's ridiculous because I know one, it's a lack of respect, and two, he would just bench my ass. And I've never been for that situation. I was captain for 3 years as well. I just knew that kind of like relationship that I had with my head coach, I would never do anything like that. So yeah, Travis Kelce can do one.
Shannon
Yep,
Davis
100%. I completely agree. I don't care who you're with. I don't care what you're doing. Respect. And the thing is, it's not even his first ring. You know, it's not the biggest game of his life to him. It might be the last game because it's just a case of, I think fame's gone to his head a little bit now, and the fact that he thinks he's bigger than the team. I've really lost a lot of respect. I lost a lot of respect from the start when he first started dating her and rumors started swirling and they were showing her every 5 minutes. He had nothing to do with that. He couldn't do anything about that. He didn't ask them to do it. But what I am saying is this. When he played the Ravens and he kept moving Justin Tucker's kicking tee and he kept being a disrespectful dickhead, you know, to the other team, and the amount of fouls that penalties that we gave away and the amount that he got away with and his actions in the Super Bowl, he's gone right down in my destinations.
End of the day,
John just said unsportsmanlike conduct. Off you go, fellas.
I'm right. I agree with what Ollie said, that heat of the moment, frustration, you know, Pacheco just fumbled the ball. I get that. The frustration, I get that. I also really do get I'll just see what Shannon Davis put on.
So there's no foretasting then.
I actually can't wait for it to drop the album about Travis Kelce when they break up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We know it's going to be
sell songs to a cult-like fan base.
It'll be called something like Travesty or something like that.
I love that.
Yes, very good, very good.
Brilliant. Going back to what I was saying, I do get when Mr. Hove says, you know, Pacheco just fumbled the ball. It's frustration. It's get that. Why have you taken me off? You're doing this play. I get that. And but I also get.
Shannon just said it'll be a 10 out of 10 album.
I very much doubt that. You put too many zeros on there. Should be ones.
Let's hear what Hendo has to say because he's been making this point, and I really want to hear what he has to say.
Sorry, back no more.
Like I also get what Mr. Perez and Mr. Harris says. You know, you can't do that, and I do. I've played professional sports, and I played American football, and you do get that height up and go with that, but you have to respect your coaching staff. They are there. If I was Andy Reid, I'd have gone, right, you're done for the half.
Yeah,
we're speaking this at half time. You're done for the half. We will speak this half time. But I also respect Andy Reid coming out afterwards saying that, he caught me off guard. It wasn't all that and all that. He's almost defended him, but he's not throwing him under the bus at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, but then that's when you come down to like a coach where you get like three types of coaches. You get the coaches that allow their players to rule the roost. You have the coaches that will throw players under the bus because it's their way or the highway. Or you get the coaches that will protect them in the media, but behind closed doors will literally give them shit. Okay, you do. Those are the three types of coaches. And just from like what I've seen from Andy Reid, he's essentially just like the Kansas City Santa Claus. Like everybody loves him. He's a grandpa. Blah 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 blah. His son killed somebody on the night of the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, but we won't go into that now. What? Oh yeah. Look up Andy Reid's son, who was employed by the Kansas City Chiefs, who got drunk the night before the Super Bowl against the 49ers and was in a car accident which resulted in the death of 2 children. That's never brought up in Kansas for some reason. And it just slaps with like a lack of respect. And Andy Reid can protect his players as much as he wants, but Ferguson would never have done that if we applied it to football. Ferguson wouldn't have done that. And you know what? Like if he would have done that to Carl Shanahan, the doghouse that Kelce would have been in because of he doing that to Carl Shanahan would be in a different area code. Like Carl Shanahan literally benched Brandon Ayuk for multiple games because he wouldn't run the right routes during practice. All right, and this is Brandon Ayuk. So Kyle Shanahan would have just thrown him out of the stratosphere. Bill Belichick would have dropped him to prove a point, even if it would have resulted in the Patriots losing. Like,
what's his name?
I mean, the only other coach that probably would have let him get away with it would probably be like someone like Mike Tomlin. Like, genuinely, because of what he's allowed, Pittsburgh to become. But I just think, like what you said, the fame's gone to it. I think fame's gone to his head. You just see it on his podcast. I love his brother Jason. Jason seems like an absolute baller. I love him. He seems so much fun. Everything I see about Jason Kelce, he has longevity in the sport post his playing days. I would love to see him as a talking head. I would love to see him do commentary. Whilst Travis Kelce, I think he's embracing this celebrity lifestyle because he's dating the most famous woman in the world. And I just think it's almost like the B-Tech David Beckham effect, where because of who he's dating, it elevated him above being your player, like an NFL player. Because in many respects, this isn't like in previous instances of Beckham dating a Spice Girl, or Dennis Rodman dating Carmen Electra, or when he was dating Madonna. Like, Taylor Swift is the most recognizable female face in the world. And because of that, his popularity has skyrocketed. I mean, his jersey sales have skyrocketed. Is it because, like, he's the most popular player in the NFL? No, but he's dating the most popular woman in the planet, and she has an insanely toxic fan base that will just do anything that she does.
Cult-like fan base, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just think this will just be a classic example of fame going to his head, and we could possibly see like the downturn of something like Any Given Sunday, when a player gets a little bit above his station, and he drops off. And also, he's coming towards the end of his career, and he's won 3 Super Bowls. Like, we all thought that with Jason looking to retire, Travis would look to retire if he wins the Super Bowl. Now it looks like he's going to stick around for a couple of more years, perhaps 2 at the least. So maybe he is looking for post NFL playing opportunities.
Well, it was collusion from day one. The fix was in from day one. I'm not going to get my conspiracy hat on, but I'm telling you now, it wouldn't surprise me if Goodell had a meeting with Steve Bisciotti of the Ravens, and he probably had a meeting with John Lynch as well. And it's a case of, look, she's making us millions, if not billions, soon for the league. Don't worry about it. I'll sort you out later on. That's what it'll be. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
I mean, that's what Richard Masters does in the Premier League, so I don't understand why that would necessarily be. No, he does. Richard Masters. I mean, as we've seen with all the stuff.
I'm agreeing with you. I mean,
I think I said this to you guys before, but like, it will come out in many years' time that Richard Masters was the head behind the European Super League. I guarantee you. It will come out that he was the head behind it because he is a money mark. I genuinely see him as a low-level version of Roger Goodell. Like, he goes where the money is.
When did this turn into a conspiracy theory podcast?
It's not a conspiracy theory podcast.
Just checking my 20 pence in there. Is there corruption in League One, baby? Baby Hope?
Wait, is there corruption in sports? It's like,
I was going to say, there's corruption in sports, really?
Did Michael Jordan's dad get assassinated because Michael Jordan owed some people money? I don't know.
We move on to level one day.
Apart from the fact that every single one of Bolton's players seems to be getting injured at the moment, I don't think there's much corruption in League One.
Right.
Mate, you're a Man United fan, so you can't talk on League One.
No, I can talk on League Two. I'm only asking.
No,
I'm not the authority on League One on this podcast.
Shane, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the
okay.
fan who was getting his violin out.
Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've kind of diverted off American football, which seems to happen quite a bit occasionally.
No, we should do NFL conspiracies or the dark side of football. That should be an episode.
Dark side of football, yeah.
Right. As per usual, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast will be up and running on Spotify and any other podcast providers you want to listen to. We will be back next Thursday for our regular segment. Like I said, it is pre-draft, it is podcast, it is not predictions, it is mock drafts, top 25 prospects, which I'm going to start dropping in the week. And until then, as always, thank you very much for listening, tuning in, and we will see you next week, 8:30 on a Thursday night. Thank you very much, and stay safe.